intentional about what you're doing, how you're spending your time, what you're putting into your mouth, what you're putting into your mind, what you're putting into your time, the way that you are responding to people, responding to yourself, it is intentional. What it's not accidental, it's not random, it's not this mislabeling of adventure, right? It's really to say that I don't want my life to be reckless and non-purposeful. And sometimes when we are feeling lost, that's why we feel non-purposeful. It's because we haven't elected to say, this is what my highest self needs, right? That's what self-imposed is. And what I remind people about is sometimes the word itself and the things that rhyme with it all live in the same little community. So when I think about intentional, I think about the words that also rhyme with that, right? Intentional. What rhymes with intentional? Professional, exceptional, emotional, intestinal, unconventional, and dimensional. So I'm going to really look at those kind of words, right? If you want a professional life and you want to make more money and to do all these things, you have to be intentional. You have to be intentional. So professional and intentional, they rhyme. They rhyme for a reason because they're in the same party. When we look at exceptional, if you want an exceptional life, guess what? You've got to have some intentional. You've got to have that forethought, and you have to elect to do that. I wrote intentional in there as a rhyme word because a lot of times you actually know when you're not doing it, right? Because we get this gut feel, either to or from. So one of the things about intentional that I'm going to really encourage you to do is to go, oh, what is it in rhyme with that is in the same camp? And intentional is when we know in our guts that something's not right for us, or we know in our guts that we've been avoiding, or we know in our guts that there's some truth in a different way. So one, I want to give you that permission slip in your intentional, that if you're getting a physical reaction to what you're doing and you're going, I'm feeling that real in my centrifuge of me, that maybe there's more conversation on that. What I mean by unconventional is that it is an act of rebellion to love openly, to love yourself, to love your journey, to love what you are creating in the world. It is an act of rebellion. It is unconventional to tell the truth. For those of you who follow my writing or watch me in community, it's unconventional to be all the parts of who we are. And that also is where dimensional comes from, right? And it's also where emotional comes from. That we are, I believe that emotions have a lot of merit for us. They're not something we have to numb down, but they are also tools that help us. They help us understand our own truth.